Just this year, I began my One Piece journey. I'm not sure why I never gave the show a chance. Maybe the art style was just too out there for me. I was ignorant to the show's greatness, and now I'm obsessed. Since I'm a big Pokemon fanboy, I thought it would be fun to see which Pokemon the Straw Hat Pirates might use if they were trainers. I'm not that far into the show yet, so I'm only doing some of the characters I'm familiar with. Let's get the ball rolling with Nami. Some women will steal your heart, but Nami will steal your gold. That's why Thievul is perfect for her to use. What better partner in crime than a Pokemon that will lock onto someone's scent and then steal from them when they least expect it? Meowth is a Pokemon that prowls the streets at night looking for loose change. It is attracted to shiny objects, and it is a perfect companion to help Nami track down treasure. Well, of course, Nami has a Gholdengo on her team. Her love of treasure? Come on, man. And Gholdengo is literally a living treasure. Nami is also a brilliant navigator, and with that, there's one Pokemon that comes to mind. Nosepass! This Pokemon is a living compass. Nami would surely find it very useful. The last two Pokemon she'd use would reflect her battle style. From what I've seen in the anime, Nami likes to manipulate the weather and rain down bolts of lightning on enemies. You have Pelipper to set up the rain, and then you have Kilowattrel to use thunder on foes. Moving on to Sanji. Few kick quite as hard as this guy does, which is why Hitmonlee, Cinderace, Low-Kicks, and Zarina would be quite comfortable with Sanji as their trainer. Sanji is also one of the best cooks around, so food-based Pokemon like Slurpuff and Alcremie would help fill out his team. When it comes to Roronoa Zoro, or Zolo if you prefer, the swordsman would likely prefer Pokemon that complement his combat style. Sirfetch'd and Ceruledge come to mind. But when it comes to Aegislash, Zoro wouldn't just keep this Pokemon hiding safely in its Pokeball. Oh no! Zoro would use Aegislash as one of his 3 swords to slice and dice all challengers. A match made in heaven. Zoro is a master napper. Yes, he's a master napper. That's why Snorlax is part of his team, because this man deserves a giant pillow. Seriously, the way this guy sleeps, he's going to develop some serious neck and back issues. Speaking of sleep, let's add Komala to the mix. Hey, maybe Zoro could learn something from this perpetual sleeper. If Zoro could learn to fight in his sleep, that'd be something. I'll finish off Zoro's team with Exploud. Look, there's a time to sleep and there's a time to wake up! Exploud would be one heck of an alarm clock. Chopper is the resident doctor of the Straw Hat Pirates. Chopper would likely seek out Pokemon that could help in his efforts to keep everyone healthy. Blissey's presence would be a no-brainer, as it would invest its time and energy in nursing Pokemon and humans alike back to health. Alomomola would find itself on Chopper's team due to the fact that it can heal Pokemon. What about people, though? According to the Ultra Moon Pokedex entry, fishermen will take Alomomola out on voyages because the Pokemon is a substitute for doctors and medicine. Speaking of medicine, having healthy plants around to make the medicine is important. Meganium is valuable in this case because its very breath will revive dead plants and flowers. Audino's ability to not only recognize the feelings of other creatures but their physical conditions as well would help Chopper in undertaking preemptive measures to avoid others from falling seriously ill. And just in case there's no anesthetic around but surgery is required, Chopper could keep a Hypno around to sink a patient into a deep hypnosis. This would also work for pain management. Last of all, Abomasnow would be on Chopper's team. This has nothing to do with Chopper being a doctor. It's just that Chopper's sensitive to high temperatures, so having a Pokemon that can cause snowstorms would help the good doctor out quite a lot. Usopp is up next. As an expert sniper, pairing him with Decidueye seems like a good choice. Following that train of thought, Inteleon makes a lot of sense too. Remember the old Rattata strategy, Focus Sash, Endeavor, and Quick Attack? That manner of battling honestly seems right up Usopp's alley, so yeah, we're adding Rattata to the mix. Usopp's proficiency with impact dials leads me to believe Wobbuffet would be part of his team. Wobbuffet basically endures damage and bounces it back with greater force by either using Counter or Mirror Coat. Another tricky Pokemon is Ditto. Its ability to transform into other Pokemon and even people has me intrigued how Usopp would utilize this Pokemon. Finally, I want to give Usopp an exploding Pokemon he can launch from his slingshot. I think an Electrode is a bit oversized for such a purpose, but I think Voltorb would be just right. Now we put the focus on Nico Robin. I'm giving her Gothitelle. The reason for this is because I think Robin would understand this Pokemon. Gothitelle has witnessed the end of all existence through its psychic visions, so it's a tad detached. Robin has also witnessed and experienced traumatic events throughout her formative years. I would also pair Absol with Robin. Feared and hated, Absol has been ostracized by the ignorant masses because they assumed the Pokemon to be a bringer of doom. Robin spent most of her life being misunderstood and despised while she was betrayed by just about everyone. As an archaeologist, Robin is someone to investigate ancient ruins, and in doing so, she would encounter and capture Pokemon that inhabit those places. I would expect her to have Pokemon such as Runerigus, Spiritomb, Unknown, and Sigilyph. It's time to talk about Big Bro Frankie. Seeing as he's a cyborg, I'm putting the gear Pokemon Klinklang with this guy. Frankie also has a Squawkabilly. Hey, he digs the hair, man. Besides, the parrot Pokemon needed to end up with our pirates anyway. Tinkaton is on Team Frankie as well. This intelligent Pokemon's prowess in building hammers from the parts of Steel-type Pokemon is likely something the cyborg would find admirable. Frankie's ability to breathe fire has me wanting to put at least one fire-type Pokemon with him. Armarouge's armor cannon attack? Yeah, there's something familiar here. As I've seen in the anime so far, those massive forearms and big hands are used to pummel the crap out of enemies. Give this man a Hitmonchan. Throw in Crabominable too, so he has a pair of punching Pokemon. Unfortunately, because I'm not that far along in the anime, I could not whip up a team for Brook. I just got to the story arc where they meet the guy, so we're moving on. Finally, it's Luffy's turn. First of all, I just want to say Luffy would have a blast if Pokemon existed in the One Piece universe. When Luffy comes across a strange new creature, he either wants to fight it, eat it, or put it on his crew. King of the pirates, Luffy would be a Pokemon master. Luffy's a wacky, fun-loving guy. When he's not pulverizing opponents, you'll see him laughing, singing, and dancing. He would be utterly enamored with Ludicolo. You know they dance the night away. Luffy's a simple man. It doesn't take much to entertain him. While Luffy is an incredible fighter, the poor guy keeps falling into the water. Since he's incapable of swimming, he needs a trusty Lapras to fish him out of situations like that. Plus, Lapras can ferry him back to his ship or land. Besides the whole water thing, Luffy has a tendency to get stuck in tight places when he's on land. Having an Excadrill around to dig through rocks, concrete, and whatever else wouldn't be a bad idea. Now we bring in Delmise. Yeah, the guy who wants to be king of the pirates is definitely getting the Pokemon made up of ship parts and seaweed. Luffy needs a Pokemon with long, stretchy arms, and I think Tangrowth fits the bill. If Luffy could teach Tangrowth Gum Gatling and other such techniques, that would be pretty awesome. Time for the last Pokemon to put on Luffy's team. Oh heck, we're giving him Morpeko. The only reason is because both Luffy and this Pokemon are always stuffing their mouths, and I just want to see them bicker over food. Get in the kitchen, Sanji, there's food to be prepared.